what's up everyone? It's me, Joseph Cavagnaro, back at it again with Season 2 of Amiibo unboxings. Right in front of me, I have Sidon, Riju, and Tulin. So yeah, if you haven't seen the Unobo unboxing yet, go check it out. But yeah, inside the box here is the Sidon Amiibo. I have to unfortunately get at this twist tie right here. Twist and twist, twist and twist, twist and twist, and it's almost out. So yeah, how I got these Amiibo, they were once again on sale. So yeah, I picked them up, I'd say for a decent price. I mean, I'd say the best price for them is $13.99, or $12.99, but hey, still really cool. Inside the box, here's the Sidon Amiibo. Next up is Riju. I actually had to ask the GameStop employee if they had Riju, because I didn't see it on the store shelf, and they did. So inside the box here is Riju. And finally, the last Amiibo is Tulin. But yeah, inside the box, once again is Tulin. Almost thought the bow was broken because it only had one golden spear on it. But yeah, now that I've got these Amiibos out of the box, let's see which games they're compatible with. In the video game Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, when you tap in the Sidon, Riju, and Tulin Amiibo, you will get a special costume that is the Hylian Me costume. This will only work in the Switch version. It will not work in the Wii U version. Whether you're playing Pokken Tournament on the Wii U or Pokken Tournament Deluxe on the Nintendo Switch, you will get either coins, a new item, or a new title when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, or Tulin Amiibo. Whether you play the Wii U or the Nintendo 3DS version of Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, you will get the blue box when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, or Tulin Amiibos. Hopefully you still have Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge on your 3DS or Wii U, because you can't download that game anymore. Well, not through the Nintendo eShop, but anyway, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin Amiibo to the video game Amiibo Tap Nintendo's Greatest Bits, you get a playable demo of a Nintendo Entertainment System or a Super Nintendo Entertainment System game. Just like Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge, this game isn't available on the eShop either because the eShop closed down. Hopefully they port this to the Switch and Switch 2. Wouldn't that be cool? Whether you're playing Hyrule Warriors on the Wii U, Hyrule Warriors Legends on the Nintendo 3DS, or Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch, you will get the same thing when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin Amiibos, which are basically random items. And it's not just Hyrule Warriors, these three games either, it's other Hyrule Warriors games as well, such as Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity for the Nintendo Switch. When you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin Amiibos, you also get random items as well. In the video game Metroid Prime Federation Force, when you go to Paint Jobs, and when you tap in the Riju Amiibo, for this one, you got the X-Ray ability. Now, when you tap in the Sidon Amiibo, you also get the X-Ray ability. And when you, X-Ray skin. And when you tap in the Tulin Amiibo, you also get the X-Ray skin. It's kind of interesting that now I found out that the Riju, Sidon, the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin Amiibos actually work in the game Metroid Prime Federation Force. In the video game Kirby Planet Robobot, when you tap in the Sidon Amiibo, you get the ESP ability at random. What would have been cool is if you got some kind of water ability, but if you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get the mirror ability at random. And when you tap in Tulin, you get the ESP ability again. In the video game Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia, when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you can expend 10 HP and summon this unit for one turn. Or, with the Sidon amiibo, I said with the Sidon amiibo. Oh, the reader's off. With the Sidon amiibo, you can do the same. And with the Tulin amiibo, you can also do the same. So as you can see right here, there's a ally here that'll help us. In the video game Chibi Robo Ziplash, when you scan in the Sidon amiibo, you get 50 coins. When you tap in the Tulin amiibo, you get 100 coins. When you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get 50 coins. In the video game Hey Pikmin, when you tap in the Sidon amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. When you tap in the Riju amiibo, no wait, this is the Tulin amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium. And this time when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get 10 Sparklium out of it. In the video game Metroid Prime Blast Ball, when you tap in the Sidon amiibo, you get the skull, paint job for your mech. When you tap in the Riju amiibo, it once again gives you the skull, and Tulin once again gives you the skull. In the video game Bayonetta 2 for the Nintendo Switch, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get some pretty cool items. And yeah, you could tap in 32 amiibos per day. And from what I saw, it only works on the Nintendo Switch version. I don't know about the Nintendo Wii U version. It might. I don't know. I don't think that they added amiibo support to the Wii U version, but they most definitely did with the Switch version. In the video game Style Savvy Fashion Forward, when you tap in the Sidon amiibo, you get a customer that when they enter your boutique, for a little surprise, you'll get a customer. And when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you will also get a customer. And with the Tulin amiibo, you also get a customer as well. In the video game Super Mario Odyssey, when you tap the Tulin amiibo in, it gives you coins. Tap Sidon, gives you a heart. and tap Riju in, and you get more coins. Basically, it alternates between coins and heart, and you can also ask Uncle Amiibo here for hints, but I've already 100%ed the game. Whether you're playing the Nintendo Switch Edition or the Nintendo Switch 2 Edition of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, when you tap in the Riju Amiibo, you get some random items, as well as a special item exclusive to that Amiibo. So, for example, with Tulin, you'll get the Sage... Well, with Riju, you'll get the Sage of Lightning fabric. With Sidon, you'll get the Sage of Water fabric, and then I'm not sure which Sage fabric you get with Tulin, but if I had to take a random guess, maybe I am looking at the gameplay again. Yeah, it's the Sage of Wind fabric. Actually, yes, I was looking at the gameplay footage for the fabrics. But yeah, those are the items you get when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibos. In the video game Xenoblade Chronicles 3, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get random items. You can only scan in 3 amiibos a day, so yeah. And I have 3 amiibos, so... In the video game Yoshi's Crafted World, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get a amiibo box that gives Yoshi extra defense. So yeah, you still get the same thing when you tap in the Sidon and Tulin amiibos as well as the Riju amiibo. Whether you're playing the Nintendo 3DS or the Nintendo Switch version of Miitopia, when you talk to the Nintendo fan, you'll get to scan in an amiibo. So yeah, when you scan in the Riju amiibo, you'll get 3 game tickets. When you scan in Sidon and Tulin as well, you'll also get 3 game tickets. So yeah, that's really about it for Riju, Sidon, and Tulin in the Miitopia games. In the video game Super Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury, when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get a 1-up. When you tap in the Sidon amiibo, you also get a 1-up. And when you tap in the Tulin amiibo, you also get a 1-up. So yeah, so that's like 3 1-ups in total. In the video game Super Mario Party, when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get 100 party points. When you tap in the Sidon amiibo, you get 100 party points. And when you tap in the Tulin amiibo, you get 100 party points. So yeah, all 3 amiibos work in the game Super Mario Party. In the video game Super Mario Galaxy, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get 3 star bits. I chose the second mission in Good Egg Galaxy because this amiibo, well, the amiibos are... There's no limit to how many amiibos you can scan in, so you could actually scan in 34 amiibos, I think, and get 100 star bits just by doing that. So yeah, and not only does this work in Super Mario Galaxy, but also Super Mario Galaxy 2. Keep in mind that they only work on the Nintendo Switch version. You can't do this on the Super Mario 3D All-Stars version or the Wii version. But anyway, yeah, it's really cool, kinda, that you can do... Well, I wouldn't say the game's worth $70, but I really appreciate that they don't add in an amiibo limiter to these games. So in Mario Galaxy 2, you can also get 3 star bits from the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibos. In the video game Fire Emblem Engage, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get some random items. A game I'm kind of surprised about had Amiibo support for these three. That is The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. When you tap in the Riju, Sidon, or Tulin amiibo to Dampy's Shack, you actually get a special dungeon unlocked, which is really cool. Whether you're playing the 3DS, Wii U, or the Nintendo Switch version of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, you will get the same thing when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, which is one up. Sometimes you'll get two 1-ups, but it alternates sometimes between one up and two 1-ups. Sometimes, though, but not all the time. When you tap the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo into the video game Mario Party 10, you get a scratch-off card. You could get either 5, 10, 20, or 50 points. So yeah, you can scan in all three on the same day and get a lot of, possibly a lot of party points. Whether you're playing the Wii U, the Nintendo Switch, or the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you will get random items when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, or Tulin amiibo. So yeah, it's really cool that all three of these amiibo work in the game that they originated from. Well, their characters originated from this game. In the video game The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get some items, which is really cool. In the video game Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get random items. Whether you're playing the Nintendo 3DS or the Nintendo Switch version, actually it's the new 3DS version of Fire Emblem Warriors, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you will get you'll get random items. Well, total you'll get 3 if you have all 3 amiibos. In the video game Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you get random items. Also, this only works in the Switch version. It won't work in the Wii version. In the video game Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, when you tap in the Riju amiibo, you get some items. Same goes with when you tap in the Sidon and Tulin amiibo. You also get some random items, which is pretty cool. So yeah, this is kind of the reason why this amiibo unboxing took so long. It's because I had to get some Nintendo Switch 2 games, and I got the Nintendo Switch 2 for Christmas. So yeah, I had to record some stuff, a lot of other stuff as well. So anyway, next up, in the video game Donkey Kong Bonanza, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibos, you get a boulder. Which this boulder you can use to get I think gold or bonandium or stuff, or whatever the currency is in Donkey Kong Bonanza. When you tap the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo into the video game Kirby Star Allies, you will get some random items. When you tap the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo into the video game Fire Emblem 3 Houses, you will get some random items. Whether you're playing the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the video game Animal Crossing New Horizons, when you tap in the Riju and Sidon amiibo in the game Animal Crossing New Horizons, you will unlock a villager that'll come to your campsite. The villager is called Mineru. However, when you tap in the Tulin amiibo, you'll actually get Tulin in the game Animal Crossing, and he'll visit the campsite. So that's really cool. The downside is you actually have to grind in the game Animal Crossing for amiibos, for the amiibo support, because it takes a little bit of grinding to get the amiibo support. You gotta get to at least the campsite, A, and B, yeah, not only that, but you also have to have an active island. Yeah, and you have to grind up to the campsite. And the way I was able to get both the Switch and the Switch 2 edition amiibo unlocked is because I had to transfer in between my Switch OLED and my Switch 2 and then transfer back to my Switch OLED so I could continue playing the game while I returned the Switch 2 edition to the library. So, yeah, pretty complicated stuff. But at least I got amiibo support, which is another reason why this amiibo unboxing took so long. Whether you're playing the Nintendo Switch or the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Kirby and the Forgotten Land, you will actually get just some random items. It's the same thing, whether you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo to the Switch or the Switch 2 version. Moving on to the next game, in the video game Kirby Air Riders, when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibo, you actually get some pretty cool items. This game is compatible with any amiibo, so yeah, with the Riju amiibo, I got a sticker for the license card. For the Sidon amiibo, I got another sticker, and for Tulin, I got another sticker. So yeah, those are the stickers, and also, whether you're playing the 3DS or Wii U version of Yoshi's Woolly World, you will get Amiibo Yoshi when you tap in the Riju, Sidon, and Tulin amiibos. Ultimately, what do I think about these amiibos? They're not worth the high price. I found them online, not online, but on GameStop for very cheap. So yeah, I did get a good deal on them, and they were also discounted on Black Friday. But yeah, that's how I got the discount on these amiibos. So anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.